comes a point in every gearhead's journey with they got to have a place to wrench, you know. So hopefully you get the opportunity to build yourself a shop. Building the 40 by 60 here. There's 5 tools that have really been critical for this project. Let's get into it. All right, tool number 1 has been this Mag 77 skill saw. Now I've had this particular saw for dang near 20 years. It's been awesome, but what's cool is they still make this saw and you can get parts for it. It's very powerful, and that's because of the worm drive motor system. The worm drive setup allows it to have constant torque as you are making your cuts. There's a downside. It's a little bit bulkier than, you know, your traditional circular saw that has a direct drive motor, but it's not really a problem for me. The Mag 77 is 2 pounds lighter than the HD 77, and that will save your wrists. I mean, it definitely, you can feel it after a whole day's work. The other thing I like about the worm drive setup, since I am right-handed, the blade is oriented in such a way where I can see the line as I'm making my cut when the saw is held in my right hand. So yeah, Mag 77 is where it's at. All right, tool number 2, the Stanley Fat Max. Not all tape measures are the same. You know, I've got several of the free Harbor Freight ones, you know, when you're at checkout and they're like, oh, you get a free tape. And they're great in the shop when you're doing fab work and stuff. I've got some of the little Stanley 12 footers, again, great in the shop. But when you're out here doing construction, you need something with the standout. And that's what makes the Stanley Fat Max so great, is you can reach it way the frick out there and it ain't gonna break. So when you're trying to reach over to your next post and grab a measurement or whatever, it's not gonna frustrate the heck out of you. Those other tapes that are flimsy, the wind will blow them away and it's just super frustrating. So get yourself a good Stanley Fat Max. It's got a 14-foot standout, pretty awesome. And sometimes you can get a deal on them. I think I got a 2-pack for 24 bucks there at the old Home Depot. So Stanley Fat Max. All right, whoa. Tool number 3 is a wooden handled framing hammer. So I've been using the Vaughn 21 ounce for years. I used to use a 23 ounce, but that's a lot of weight to swing around. I love the Vaughn ones. They seem to last a long time. Even when I was doing concrete work and you'd beat up the handle here, I'd just tape them up. But the wood handle is going to save your wrists and your elbows, which is super important. Vaughn used to make one that was curved. It's called the California Framer, but I can't find it anymore. For this shop project, I've been actually using this Milwaukee 19 ounce framing hammer. It's got the little curve here, and so that keeps your knuckles from hitting as much. So it gives you a little bit more reach, which is pretty handy. You're gonna want the waffle face. I had an instructor back, actually went to school for residential construction and commercial construction way back in the day. And I had an instructor said that when you get a waffle face, you want to beat it on some rocks. And I guess you could. I mean, when you've got a brand new waffle face and you smack your thumb, it's going to take the flesh right off you, and it does hurt. But I think just use it, and having a nice brand new waffle face will keep you from hitting your hands because you're going to pay attention a little bit more. But yeah, that wooden handle, it's going to save your elbows, save your wrists. Wooden handle framing hammer. Tool number 4 is framing gun. I bought a Porter cable about, I don't know, 14, 15 years ago. And it just now gave up the ghost. So what I do, went out and bought another Porter cable. This thing's been great. And having the new unit has been awesome. I didn't realize the other one was getting kind of worn. It's got a little doodad here that you can hang it on the ladder or the framing that you're working on. So as you're getting things aligned, you can hold that gun in there. It's got a setting here for single shot or bump mode. I always have it on bump mode, which means when you have the trigger pulled, every time this thing goes in and out, it's shooting a nail. So you can just hold the trigger and bam, 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 bam. Sure, you could frame this whole thing pounding nails with your hammer and it would be okay. But your wrists and your elbows and your time is going to thank you for just spending a couple $100 on a framing gun. Like I said, I've really been happy with the Porter cable. It's probably middle of the road. There's some guns out there that are really expensive, and some that are cheap. This one just over 200 bucks, and it's been awesome. All right, and last but not least, it's a Tico nailer, a joist hanger nailer. So when you're building a lean-to or shop or whatever, there are a ton of little metal brackets, little metal connectors as they call them. They have a ton of nails that you got to pound in. And I have in the past used a palm nailer, which definitely speeds up the process. So if you're on a budget, you can spend 60, 70 bucks on a palm nailer, and it will definitely help you out. But if you got a couple of extra $100 to spend, this thing is going to save you a ton of time. It's still got the palm nailer action, so as you push this in, it's shooting it's activating a piston in there that pounds on a nail, but it has the clips of nails in here, so you just line the tip of the nail in your connector, and bop, 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 bop. I'll try to show you. This obviously isn't a comprehensive list of the tools you need to build a shop, but these have been game changers for the shop here and throughout my life of building things. So if you're going to spend some money, I'd spend some money on these tools. Some of the other hand tools and stuff, in my opinion, don't matter as much. You're still going to need various things. You're obviously going to need a compressor, but I don't care what compressor you have as long as that it gets to the right volume and pressure to run your equipment. I mean, just whatever, it doesn't matter. But these few things have saved time, saved my body, and have really made a difference on the shop. So what tools would you put on the list for building the shop? Leave them in the comments below. I'll link all these tools down in the description so you can check them out. Wheel it, wreck it, wrench it, repeat. We'll see you next time.